Well, hello, everybody. I'm back. It's Tuesday, February 7th, and my name is Jason Flame, host of the Master Motivation Podcast. Did we lose it?
I'm back. It's Tuesday.
Can you hear me, Danny?
I can. Sorry, my computer is having all kinds of issues. I'm back. What's up? You're back.
There we go. All right, that was an awesome intro. Well, let's start it again. My name is Jason Flame, host of the Master Motivation Podcast, with my co-host, Mr. Danny Cleary.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
That's crazy. Listen, I want to give a huge shout out real quick to Juanita Cap. Thank you for having me as a guest on Meticulous Moments just about an hour ago. So go check out my profile and you can see that interview. But for now, we're going to spend the next 10 to 15 minutes talking with Danny about our word. Today, it's our Tuesday thoughts. Our word that Danny provided me with was discouraged. Danny, what were you thinking when you sent me that word, discouraged?
Discouraged. I did it today because we've been doing a lot of like positive words, right? Like really uplifting things. And whereas that's great, I think it's also important that we address the reality that not everything is always great. As you can see by my intro today, I'm all over the place because I'm getting ready for I'm the youth minister here at Holy Cross in Moore Park. We're getting ready for a big weekend retreat coming up this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I'm running around like crazy this week, just making sure that everything is set. You know, of course, there's always last minute things you forgot or last minute issues with people going, or it just nothing ever runs as smooth no matter how hard you prepare. And sometimes it can be easy to get discouraged that things aren't going exactly how you want them to go, or exactly because I think all of us, whenever we have anything big to do, we paint a picture of what we expect it to be in our head. And when it doesn't go perfectly right, there are moments where we can feel really like down on ourselves or discouraged of ourselves. And I think that that's something that we have to try to pivot away from, because we have to get to the reality and the realization that not everything is going to go perfect. Not everything is going to be fantastic, but the fact that you're doing it, that you're not allowing bumps in the road or hiccups in the process to stop you from doing the great things you're trying to do, that is more important than the feeling of it not going perfectly. Like for instance, I'll share with this retreat, we have like 84 people going on the retreat. And it's our first one in like 3 years because of the pandemic, right? That we're actually going away somewhere. And renting a bus was like the most insane situation because like bus company, no one has a bus. Can't fit all the people and it was so frustrating. And I was almost like, you know what, forget it. It was easier when we didn't go anywhere and we just stayed here because we didn't need a bus. And once I calmed down and allowed myself to go, you know what, the positive of the fact that we're going, yeah, there was a little bit extra work. Yeah, it was a little frustrating. Yeah, it was a little disheartening that like it wasn't going as easily. That doesn't take away from the great thing that we're going to go try and do, you know? So my message for today, my thought for today is do not let your discouragement turn into defeat, but allow your discouragement to change into perseverance. And that way you can just continue, just keep going. I saw a quote, I shared it on my Instagram yesterday, and it was the top of every mountain is the bottom of the next. So there's always going to be, always keep climbing. There's always more to do. Not everything's going to go great, but you got to keep pushing.
Well, I love this message because, and it's funny, by the way, that we started off the podcast with that crazy, wacky intro where we just, I don't know if we weren't prepared or I hit my microphone or something, but as someone who is a perfectionist, right? Like for myself, like, dude, when I'm planning something and something's got to go a certain way, when those bumps in the road hit, like I start feeling like I'm going to fall apart. But like you said, when you think about the reason you're doing it, the whole purpose behind what's going on, right? Here you guys are going on this retreat to to spread your message and to talk about the lessons with these youth and really bring them closer to the church, bring them closer to God, and do something wonderful and amazing. But we can't get discouraged because we got a bus issue or we got a little detail that just didn't go right.
Right.
Here we are doing a podcast talking about a great message, I believe, something that could be very important. And we started off like a little wacky and crazy. Can't let that's not going to ruin, here's another thing. How many times have you seen the meme where just because you have one flat tire doesn't mean that you slash the other three?
Right.
Fix the tire and move on.
Exactly.
Right. So, I mean, hey, let's talk about, some of our personal goals too, right? Like our goal is to hit 315 on the bench, right? This year. And last week you had a week off, you weren't feeling well. You were sick, couldn't train. Are we going to get discouraged and, a week off, it's going to kill us, can't get there? No, we're just going to pick it back up this week. We're going to hit it stronger and we're going to get back on track. So I think this is a great message. I was a little concerned. I was like, God, what are we going to talk about? Being discouraged. How are we going to turn that into a great message? And I think that we did that today.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's all about, because like every day of your life, there's going to be a hiccup of some kind. Some days it's big. Some days it's small. Some days, like the bump in the road is almost unnoticeable. Like it's the most minor inconvenience, but like it's how we deal with it. And it's how we continue to climb that makes us, stronger anyways.
Yeah. I've done, several events, events at the school or, in the community. And I know one person in particular who I turned to them one time and I said, gosh, darn it, we didn't get this and we didn't get that. And they're like, look, dude, nobody even noticed that. Look at this event. Look at what's going on around us right now. Look how amazing this is. You're seeing those little shortcomings and those little details, but everybody else is seeing this amazing picture right now. And Barry Cohen is watching. He says, I always try to plan like 500 steps ahead if possible. It's not always easy, but it's good people around you that really help you through it. Man, that couldn't be more true. Talk about, when you're feeling discouraged, to have someone like you, Danny, or a friend who's going to say, dude, we got this. We're going to be okay. So thank you, Barry. Thanks for commenting.
Yeah. It's absolutely the case. I mean, cause we had, you just, that being ahead of the game is good because you have more time, more steps to handle whatever the inconvenience or whatever the bump in the road is, because you have that road ahead of you to fix it. Sometimes if we just kind of go through and we're just like we're not prepared and something happens, that's when it can feel more catastrophic. So it's another great kind of a bonus word in preparation. The more you're prepared, the more you can handle the moments, and maybe being preparedness is the kind of what defeats discouragement, because if you can't get discouraged too badly if you're overly prepared.
That might be a word for next week. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
talk about being prepared. Well, guys, listen, we try to keep these nice and short and sweet with a good message. As many of you know, Danny and I come on every Tuesday. This was not my idea. This was Danny's idea, that I wanted to make sure that we brought it back to social media and brought it back to everybody to see. So I hope that you're enjoying our Tuesday thoughts. Please make sure to subscribe to the Master Motivation Podcast. Amazing guests coming up, amazing guests in the past. Take a look. And yes, Barry, it was Danny's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to Dan. Should we all sing to it? No, we won't sing. Okay. But yeah, tune in, guys, Mondays and Wednesdays for the interviews, Tuesdays and Thursdays for some thoughts with Danny and myself on Tuesday, Master K, Kevin Kowalczyk on Thursday with me. And get ready, because we are going to plan another roundtable. And I think that Danny's going to be one of those roundtable members on an upcoming Friday. So stay tuned for that. But again, as always, subscribe to the channel and stay with us. We'll see you next time. Thanks, Danny.
All right. You got it. Peace.